Bitcoin back at 70K, the short playing out like an absolute banger. But don't ask me about that ETH long that I was sitting in yesterday. Nah, guys, I mean, we were expecting some kind of pullback in the markets. We gave you some banging hot zones yesterday, so we're going to cover all of those. Then there's tons of news on 𝗏𝗏𝗟𝗓 getting up to some big bullish things that we need to do. We need to pay attention to. So, guys, if you're sweating in the dump, I've got you. We've got the setups coming. Everything is under control. Let's get into this. And remember, if you are enjoying the dump, hit the like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe. If you're looking for a pump, hit the like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe. And the rainbow ray is not yet. Till we get all-time highs, we're waiting for all-time highs. Then the rainbow comes out. Now, Ray, look at this filth. Look at this absolute filth over here. Radium is back up. Okay, we know. We shorted Radium. Nice little bounce now. Things are looking a little bit better. Look at Pi. Soul Play, why is that thing coming alive like this? And CAS, we spoke about it yesterday. We didn't quite hit our entry zone, but CAS starting to move a little bit today. But everything else, absolute filth. Okay, there's no other words to describe this. Reverse bull. Do you concur? Do you concur? He doesn't concur. Okay, so guys, let's talk Bitcoin. Okay, so let's go. Bitcoin. Okay, a little bit of a mess. Okay, but the important thing we've noticed here is Bitcoin is dropping into hot zone number 2 that I gave you guys yesterday. We've got altcoins dropping into their corresponding hot zone. So we're going to cover a lot of these things today. Now, interestingly for me, there's a couple of things that are a little bit concerning for BTC. So number one, we saw yesterday, nice little reaction off our super bullish 236 fib. We got a nice bounce, okay? Little fake out there, as we know, and now we've fallen over. So what am I looking for now? 70,400 to 70,000. That looks like a beautiful little area for me. So right now, a little bit of action here, but I'd really like to see this little anchored VWAP get tapped on BTC. So call it 7,300 if we want to get a little bit more accurate. 70,300 hot zone. If the pain continues, 69,500. That is what we're looking at. So right now, you're noticing an alt bounce. You're noticing Bitcoin stabilizing. We're going to keep our eyes on BTC. If it starts dropping further, and I'm talking 70,300, 70,100, what we need to watch there is dominance. We need to see if that dominance starts reversing, because that's going to tell us if our altcoins are going to hold their current regions that they are sitting in. So lots to pay attention to here, guys. And remember, these setups that I give you, like I explained yesterday, sometimes it takes a couple of days for them to play out, but patience always pays off for you guys. So make sure you are watching regularly. Now, let's take a look at the news. So this is what everybody is expecting. Now, isn't this interesting? We might be having a sell-off prior to the elections. We can see the S&P is also starting to drop a little bit. Things are looking a little bit miserable out there at the moment. And I mean, everyone's saying big fat candle is coming, but maybe a little bit of de-risking now leading into the elections. We know the market likes certainty, and now there's uncertainty. So what happens? Let's be safe. Let's de-risk a little bit. And that seems to be what might be happening today. So a little bit coming off. And this is basically everyone who's not a US citizen at the moment. This is me with $187 in crypto, non-US citizen, worrying about the outcome of the election. I mean, who pays attention to the elections like this, like we do? I mean, it's really bagpumpers.com coming in. And then there's not much else to say about 𝗏𝗏𝗟𝗓. Okay, but other than, remember when everybody was saying this guy was not smart. He was buying the top of Bitcoin at $42,000. Everyone was laughing at him, telling him he's absolutely crazy. And now he's loaded up. He's buying another $42 billion worth of BTC. And the MicroStrategy earnings came out yesterday, and they were absolute messy. But he's got a secret thing going on here. And 𝗏𝗏𝗟𝗓 from Frontrunners actually cleans this up for us. Give this a read. He says, whoever thinks it was bad earnings for MicroStrategy yesterday, remember a couple of things. Earnings was just a slight miss, not a big deal. But Saylor is taking $42 billion of capital, 21 billion of equity offering. Okay, and it's 21-21. Okay, so it's 21 debt, 21 equity, and he's going to be buying over the next 3 years. He's going to be buying BTC. He's essentially creating his own ETF. with MicroStrategy. I mean, this shit is unreal. And Rob is saying, every time Sailor buys, we dump. I agree. That was my next point, Rob. You actually killed it for me, bro. Okay, so every time we see in the news that MicroStrategy has bought more Bitcoin or a headline like that, the market always falls over. It's always the same situation that happens every single time. And Bitcoin Archive explaining this very nicely. He says MicroStrategy is now $8.2 billion in profit. Remember when they were saying it was such a shit company and it was worthless and he was so crazy? Look at this. He's $8.2 billion in profit up. That is 8x the total market cap of MicroStrategy at the bottom of the bear market when the morons thought he would be liquidated. Now look at this man. Let's just look at him again. Remember, whenever you feel like selling your BTC, just remember he's looking at you. Look him in the eyes and be honest with yourself. Do you really want to give him more of your BTC? This guy is going to gobble all of it up. Now, we also had some crypto-related stocks. We had Coinbase earnings yesterday. They came out and, look, not bad, but I mean, we saw a little bit of dumpage here, okay? And if this thing trades anything like a shitcoin, then we're looking for a typical 382 bounce here. So Coinbase, a little bit of a sell-off here, but we are now entering a hot zone. So anybody trading stocks, okay, and we're going to deal with this Microsoft in a second as well. But Coinbase, 194, looks a little bit bouncy here. We could see a little bounce here, even if it's a short-term little bounce. And then maybe we're going to see that 175. So if it, I mean, it even looks like some of these altcoin charts that we're trading at the moment. Looks a bit like ETH, actually. And it could be coming lower. So right now, 194 could get a bounce here on Coinbase. Anyone interested? And then 175 looks like a nice little zone there as well. It's a 618 trend, horizontals, nice bit of confluence there. So maybe something coming for Coinbase fans around the corner. And then let's talk Microsoft earnings. Now, yesterday, I told you guys, okay, we had this Google situation where Google rocket shipped up. And then the market started getting clever. And they started saying, well, if Google does that, let's start buying Microsoft. Now, you're going to see absolute wreckage now. Now you're going to see a picture. And their earnings came out, okay? They beat expectations, beat. Xbox content and service revenue up 61%, gaming revenue up 43%. What happens to Microsoft? Pop, dump. Look at this, Raymond. Look at this absolute mess on Microsoft. Now, we were saying yesterday, the market is trying to push it into the zone leading into earnings. We're saying, be careful here on Microsoft. And look at this, bang, all the way down. So they were preempting what happens. You sell the news, and it's done. Okay, so there's a key lesson here. There's a key learning, and with these stocks.
Great
okay,
call,
so we
sir.
saw.
Great call.
Thank you, sir. So we saw Tesla on support leading into earnings. What happens? Pops through. We saw Google sticking its head through major resistance leading into earnings. Now popping through the 100-day MA, popping through horizontals, then rocket ship up. What did they do with Microsoft? Oh, no, let's buy this thing. Let's send it higher. The earnings come out, dump. Okay, just remember that. It applies everywhere. Okay, let's go. So BTC, we know what the plan is. And you guys don't really want to see my ETH trade. Okay, well, I'll show you this one. Okay, and then I'm going to show you my next ETH trade. It's an absolute dog show. So, look, BTC taking a bit of strain today. You can see I'm down a little bit here. ETH, I've added a little bit to this position. My ETH bonus says we just sprinkle a little bit in there just in case. So we're going to see what that's going to turn out like. Now, the liquidation heat map, you can see there's still liquidity down to the downside here, 70K. That's what I'm saying. That anchored VWAP could be interesting just above 70K. Let's look for a little dip there on BTC. If we do start pushing higher on the liquidation heat map, anything from 73K up to about 73.6 looks pretty decent to me from that perspective if we do get some upside there. So BTC on the 3-day, again, we zoom out. When the things start falling over, the first thing you want to do, zoom out, bigger picture, what is actually happening here in front of us. And we are super bullish until Bitcoin gets to 68K. So things are still looking good for me from this front. 68K, nice rising trend, nice horizontals, great confluence. So we can't get too upset, really. If we're zooming out, we can say, bigger picture, this thing looks super good, super bullish. When do we start sweating? We start closing under the 68K zone, then things get ugly again. Then it gets messy. Then it gets proper messy. Altcoins print proper new lows and things like that. But right now, we can't be too bearish on BTC. 68,700, 68K, that type of level for me on the 3-day chart looks solid, looks like a nice little zone here. As long as that trend is holding, we are happy. That is our fun line and things are good. And the altcoins, as you can see, under pressure again. And I'm sure if you're trading altcoins, you felt it today. Lots of heat and hit a couple of stops myself. And I'm going to show you this ETH position. You guys are going to enjoy it. Okay, so Others, $200 billion support, okay, still holding. Rising trend in play. 100-day MA in play. No reason to be too panicked yet on these altcoins. Okay, so I suspect if BTC starts losing that fun line, 68.7, those type of levels, yes, then I think these alts start falling over, and then it's going to be the same story. We're going to be looking for a double bottom type play, something like that. Okay, we'll deal with it when we get to it, but it could be pretty messy if it does start playing out. And then BTC dominance, we touched on this one yesterday. This is a big one for us. And yeah, we want to see a solid rejection here. Important moments here for us. Now, this is the weekly chart, so you know it could take time to play out. You could have a few more days of pain here while it floats around in those types of regions. It is possible. So we really want to see this hard rejection. Once we get that, then we are happy. Okay, if we pop through, guys, if we pop through dominance there, these altcoins down. Okay, it's not going to be pretty. So brace yourselves for that type of situation. Now, I wanted to show this tweet again. And, Mia's shorting. Yeah, so hopefully you shorting bounces until we go lower. And, it sounds like a decent strategy there. Okay, Carbon says, this is yesterday. Okay, I'm doing it again because my ETH bonus, like, fuck me again. He says, I hate to say it, but ETH people are the XRP people of the last cycle. And I am that dude. I'm literally that guy. I was looking at ETH BTC on the weekly yesterday saying, oh, look, we might get some kind of reversal here. Looking decent. I was loaded up on ETH long.
New low. What the fuck?
Look at this beauty. Still looking for that on ETH. Okay, let's take a look at the ETH chart. Okay. A little rejection there on ETH. So what are we watching now? Where's the main support for us on ETH on the daily? Let's take a look here. So the big level that we really need to pay attention to on ETH is still going to be this 2,500 zone. Yesterday, a big level for me was 2.6. I really don't like the fact that we are dipping underneath. If this candle closes below that 2.60, that 2.6 region, I suspect we're making our way down, okay, 2.5. So looking for a strong candle close here on the daily on ETH. We really want to see this thing push above 2.6 if we're going to stay excited. Now, yesterday, I gave you my strategy. Okay, let me tell you, remember this strategy. Now, those of you that weren't watching, yesterday, I was short BTC. I had quite a nice size. I added a little bit to it. And then I was long ETH. And we could see that the ETH BTC was bouncing, and it looked like a nice little play. So I stayed in my BTC short, okay, all the way to earlier this afternoon, and I held that ETH long, okay? And what a ride. What an absolute ride this was. And now, I'm looking for an exit plan now on ETH. So we rode the BTC short all the way down. While we did that, obviously printing profits on BTC, ETH was bleeding out, getting absolutely rinsed. Now we are bouncing. Okay, so I've just been telling Ray offline here. That is where I'm looking to start cutting my ETH position. If it does push higher, I'm just clipping this thing a little bit along the way, and we're going to exit. Okay, so that is my current game plan on this ETH trade on Prime XBT. Little bit of a messy one. What do they say on Anchorman? He says, it's a boy that escalated quickly. Fuck me, that really did. I mean, those candles came hard. They came fast. Okay, let's go Solana. I'm sure you guys are sweating on Sol. And remember, again, the secret is always zoom out, bigger picture. Let's not worry about the small stuff in front of us when the shit is hitting the fan. When the stuff is falling over, we zoom out, we chill, we pay attention. What are the big targets? And right now for me, Sol, there's no changes here. 164 down to about 160. This is your hot zone. That's your big level for Sol. I suspect, these things start becoming like a magnet. So even if we do get some kind of short-term bounce, I do expect Sol now to come and hit that 160 zone for us. And that is where I'm going to be adding to that Sol position that I'm in. So we're just going to wait. There's no reason to add here. There's no major level here for me. If it does start running away, well, I mean, that's a bonus. That's amazing. But until we actually hit a juicy zone on a retest, there's no reason yet to start adding to this position. So 164 to 160, a little bit lower down, 152. It can't go lower than that. It's not allowed to. It's just not allowed to go lower than that. So 152 is the ultimate region we're going to be watching. And then those of you that followed my RUNE trade that I told you guys about yesterday, my short on RUNE, I was long RUNE and shorted the top, stayed in a short and a long. So the short closed and my limit buy order bought for RUNE. So you can see I've added to that position now on RUNE. It's now $35,000. You can see there's a little bit of pressure here. I'm about to give you the RUNE chart. Then you can see I've grabbed Injective. That was a level I gave you guys yesterday. And I've grabbed some Phantom. Looks a little bit sketchy. Okay, I'm going to talk to you through the Phantom chart as well. But you can see RUNE, the short played out. ping the TP zone, at that TP zone, add it to my long. Okay, so that was the game plan. So that is now in place. So let's start with the Rune chart and start looking at the current scenario. So there's a few things at play here. Now, first thing you want to do when you're looking at these situations, you want to go the daily, so you understand the big levels. Then you want to go 4 hour, and then you can say, okay, I'm on my lower term time frames, like a 1 hour, and say what is actually happening now on a smaller scale in these zones. So the first thing I want to point out again is what I touched on yesterday. MDX Algo Wave Master is still busy selling off on the 4 hour. So this thing hasn't bottomed out yet. So this is telling me on the 4 hour, there could be some more downside coming. Now we know the daily is still pushing up. We know the 12 hour is still pushing up, but the 4 hour wants to come down. Okay, so it's putting a little bit of weight on Rune at the moment, putting a little bit of pressure on Rune. But what we can see, we're in hot zone number 1. That is why I had an entry at that region. 5.68 was my buy zone. So 5.68 is locked and loaded there. Then I've got another level for you guys to add there. 5.48 is another region that you can add to that position. And then let's take a look on the 1 hour and start trying to figure out what is going on lower time frames. So we're zooming in. And let's take a look. You can see Wave Master is now starting to get heavily oversold at the bottom. And the last time we had a situation like that, okay, we had a little wick down and then a big pump. And now you can see Wave Master is putting pressure here on the 1 hour. So maybe a little push down here. And then we want to send that one higher up. So I'm watching this closely. That is why, I'm super focused on these two levels, 5.68 and 5.48. Both of these zones look like at some point we're going to get some kind of bounce, even if it's a short-term bounce. And then that 4 hour tells us a little bit more downside is potentially coming on Rune. So just, play it safe, play it accordingly, watch these zones. And remember, all these charts that I'm putting up there, they go straight into Sniper Club after the show. So if you want to be part of Sniper Club, there's a link in the show description. They are there after the show. Ray drops them there for you. Just make sure you're watching what I'm talking about for context, because they always end up with tons of lines on and you might want to know what exactly I'm talking about. So make sure you are watching those things. Rune, okay, so that is locked and loaded. You've got your levels there. We have hit zone number 1. And let's just take a look at Bitfunded. So I've grabbed Rune on Bitfunded. I've grabbed some more Rune there. And I've got some Link. I'm going to talk you through Link now on Bitfunded. And again, still playing through that $50,000 account challenge, trying to make the $4,000 profit. So riding small little positions, nice discipline here, stop losses, all these types of things, super controlled, and just trying to get through. So remember, Bitfunded is a prop funding trading platform. So basically you trade with other people's money. You send $79 or $100, get a $5,000 account, $10,000 account. You got to make 8% phase 1. 5% phase 2. Once you do that, they give you real money, and then you go on trading with their money, and you can keep 80 to 90% of the profits that you make. So nice little way to do it, especially if you are learning how to trade with other people's money. Don't wreck yourself. Don't put $1,000 in a leverage account and lose it all. Rather lose demo money and make sure you're getting your strategies right, and then you do it through Bitfunded. Okay, so there's a link there in the description for you guys. Now, one of the trades I spoke about was Link, and I gave you 2 hot zones yesterday. So we were looking at Link looking a little bit hot. Okay, we were saying Link was looking hot in this danger zone. Okay, it was most probably a reversal area for us, and Link started falling over. Typical altcoin fuckery. Okay, I mean, there's no other way to explain it. This whole market, the same story every single time. Little pumps into hot zones, nice rejections. Okay, then you think it's over, and then they send you a little bit further down. So very simple stuff. And what's going on?
1 second. Yeah, 1 second. Can we smash the likes, guys? And can we let Zandi know that we've been shorting for the past 2 days? We're not shorting now. We actually took profit from the shorts.
Zandi, if you're watching, we've been shorting. We're shorting that BTC. Okay. Link on the 1 hour. Let's just confirm. So I gave you 2 options. Now, the option, the big option here is if you have a bullish bias on the market, you believe Bitcoin is going to hold, say 68.7, 69K, one of those levels, and you bullish bias. Okay. What you want to do is, obviously, number 1, Link needs to hold the lows. Okay, we know what the lows are. That's these guys over here. Okay, but if you believe this is going to be a simple little retest, so we either get a bounce off of 382 or we're going to get a bounce off of 618, then you can start building a little Link position in these 2 types of zones. This is the strategy that I've employed on PopCat. in that Zume competition, it works pretty nicely. But if the market dumps 20-30%, then you get absolutely rinsed. So you need to understand, your strategy and stuff. But Link, for example, right here, 11.8, interesting zone. Big zone lower down, 11.37. Very nice there. 618, 50-day MA, 100-day MA, trend, horizontals. Nice area. Okay, so interesting area, and expecting a reaction on that 618 as well. Now, we don't know if that 618 is going to be the bottom of the move. It could also just be a typical bounce and then another dump to the lows. So you need to manage your risk accordingly. But if you believe that situation, and by the looks of the poll in my show, 72% of you believe, okay, that we are still bullish. Yes, 72%. 28% no, say no, it's over. If you have that bullish bias, which is what I've tried on RUNE, for example, then load up on Link on these two zones. These are your hot zones. Or alternatively, try a leverage position on this 11.8 zone. So typically what you want to watch now is some kind of consolidation on Link. So let's just zoom in. I'll give you a picture as to what you're looking for. So you want to just watch the price settle down now. You want to just see a chill in this area. At some point, you're going to get some kind of pop. You're going to get some kind of trend break. So you sniff around this area. When there is momentum, then you can start adding to that position and start sending it a little bit higher. And, if that trade fails, then you can get stopped out at around about 11.665. Then you can kick back and wait until it hits this hot zone. Now, it might take a couple of days, but that is what you're going to look for then typically at that region, 11.38. Okay, so very simple game plan here. You can either build a position with small size, buy on both of those zones, or two separate leverage trades that you could look at to try and send that higher. And then risk management, as always. And don't forget, these guys love a stop hunt. So if you are buying on these types of levels, don't forget they love to send it down, grab liquidity, and then send it up again. So just be aware of the games the market makers play when you are trading on these types of levels. Okay, let's talk Sui. And same story with Sui, holding a lot better than some of these other tokens at the moment, but it is turning a little bit bearish for me. So you can see Sui on the 4 hour. If you take a look here, look at this. We've got a nice double top. Okay, looking a little bit bearish there. Then I've got MDX Wavemaster really saying, this thing is getting a bit tired. Okay, so things are turning a bit bearish for me on Sui. So right now, unless there's a miracle and Bitcoin starts absolutely melting faces here, I would sit back and chill on Sui for a while. And the hot zones that I would watch, 1.92, 1.8. Okay, those are the best ones that I can suggest here while we wait for this heavily overbought situation to start just cooling off a little bit. Now, it doesn't have to go all the way down, but we just want to see it start sweating a little bit. Okay, so just let it chill and let it do its thing. And alternatively, you can see Sui right now reacting off our 236 fib and our anchored VWAP. So we know, okay, it's potentially got a level here, but I don't like the look of the big picture. Double top, Wavemaster wanting to turn over. So for me, there's nothing happening here on Sui at the moment unless we hit 1.92, 1.79, or 1.8. Those are the numbers. Guys, am I going too fast? How's everybody feeling here? Please also do me a favor.
You're fucking crushing it. You're crushing it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Treat the like button like Michael Jackson. Just beat it.
So do me a favor. Okay, I know in these types of situations, there's a lot of panic out there. You guys are sweating on your altcoins. Okay, drop me the charts you want me to see now. Okay, Ray will pick 2 or 3 and I'm going to chart them for you. Okay, so just drop them in the chats. Ray's going to give me 2 or 3 and we'll go through them now live for you guys. Okay, make sure that you are covered and you get your levels and we'll sort it out. Ivan says, great pace. We only need near. Okay, so Ray, just keep near and then just get 1 or 2 others. I'm going to run through 2 more here. I've got 3 more and obviously POPCAT. Okay, here we go. Injective. Now, this was actually a thing of beauty. Okay, this is where the TA really, guys, this is where the stuff really gets me out of bed. Okay, like we hit our rejection area to perfection on Injective. Okay, just to backtrack what happened here. Strong bounce. What did we do? 50-day MA, anchored VWAP, 100-day MA, trend, horizontal. Okay, they were telling us this thing was going to fall over. They were screaming at us. Okay, what did we say? We said, sit back, let's look for some bullish bounce zones. Okay, if we have a bullish conviction here, typically 382 or 618 should hold. If the market's falling over and they lose that, it's a mess out there. So if you have a bullish bias, we said 19.2 for Injective, bang, or 18.4. Okay, Injective first zone has been pinged. So those of you that watched yesterday, you teed up your orders. Look at this thing. Okay, look at this thing. 382 fib, anchored VWAP to the to the dollar, 19.11. Okay, bang, in that zone. So that is why you saw I'm sitting in an injective position. Okay, there it is. Injective and RUNE and Phantom. We're going to talk about those now. And buying on the hot stones. Okay, now again, there's no guarantees now that this thing is going to continue ripping up. But that always gives us our first reaction zone. That gives us our first area that we can start sniffing around. And remember, when we get those zones, we get those nice buys lower down. Then when there's momentum in the market, let's say it starts cooking, you can add to your position and then you are ahead of the game. You're ahead of the curve. And then anything can happen after that. So injective on the 4 hour looking good in our buy zone right now. So 19.2 to 19.1, I would watch that as support. If we start closing under, I want to highlight this for you guys. If there's a candle closed on injective, under about 18.99. If the candle closes under 18.99, then I would say potentially we're going lower, 18.4. So just exercise caution there, 18.99. If we start closing under that, that could signify a little bit of danger. And then same story as some of these other tokens. Look at this. WaveMaster still wants to come down. Okay, the last few times WaveMaster printed a yellow dot and wanted to roll over. Let's just give you a picture with that. That was over there, okay, printed the yellow dot and it wanted to roll over. What happened? Bang, okay. Another example over there, okay, downside. Another example up here, okay, bang, look at that. So look out for these warning signs, okay. Short term, 1 hour time frame, potential bounce. Bigger picture, maybe a little bit more downside. So 19.2, 18.4. Those are the big ones. Then let's talk Peppy. I think we've got another crack at Peppy. I hope James is here. I hope James is watching. And James, let me know because I'm going to have a go here. 0.009167. Okay, I've readjusted everything. We've got our 618 in play. We've tied it in with some horizontal. Let's see if BTC dips into that anchored VWAP I talked about at the beginning of the show. Let's see if we get that. Okay, Peppy, 0.009167 is what we're looking for. And what does this guy say? I just really want to see Doji. Obviously, we're talking about poppies, guys. Obviously, we're talking about poppies. Okay, let's go ZoomX comp. Now, remember, guys, the more people that participate in the ZoomX competition, the higher the prize pool. You can see the prize pool is now $12,700. Number one, C Bros. Okay, he's going to win $4,000. For finishing top. This is a private tournament for me, okay, for my show. So all you need to do is go to the link in the description, sign up to the ZoomX account, join me in the trading competition. You can see we've got 74 traders there now, 10 winners, okay? The top 10 are getting money. Look at PopCat is a good kitty, number 6. Who do you think that is? That is me. Ray, what number are you, bro? DJ and David D is here from Sniper Club. He's 9th.
Number 12. I'm just right outside the top 10.
Keep grinding, bro. Ray's coming in hot. Ray is coming in hot. Okay, so guys, lots of prizes here for you. Jump in there. There's no KYC on ZoomX. A very nice exchange to trade on. Look at this thing. It's beautiful. It's smooth. Come and hang out with me. Oh, I don't want this ETH to start turning. I don't want this ETH to start turning red, bro. It's not gonna be nice. Okay. Here's PopCat. So I've committed to only trading PopCat for the ZoomX competition, and my strategy is starting to play out slowly, and I'm looking for my next buy. So just an update. Yesterday, I told you I bought some PopCat here. I told you I was buying some more PopCat here, and now I've added one more level. I'm going to buy PopCat here, 1.55, and I'm going to have another order there, 1.48. Okay, looking for maybe little bounces here, but one of these must be. Okay, that's the bet I'm taking. Okay, I'm taking a bet here on PopCat. So I'm going to keep adding little bits at those levels. That last level that it pings off is going to be the big one for us. Okay, that is going to be my slingshot play on PopCat. So that is what I'm doing. And you can see WaveMaster here on the lows. Look at it. Last time we hit those lows, okay, we got a reversal. You see at the bottom there. Now we are dipping into very oversold territory. So again, maybe a short-term bounce coming on PopCat, but limit orders for me, 1.55, 1.49. Looking for that to play out. Remember, the strategy behind this one was PopCat is super volatile. I want to take small positions on very low leverage, 8x, 7x, those types of things. Load them up on those areas, okay? Making the assumption that we're going to buy on all those solid zones. At some point, we know PopCat's pretty volatile, so it sells off well, but it also pumps really well. So that is my strategy there, and then looking for a nice move on PopCat. So right now, you can see I'm building the position. So I'm now 59% up on PopCat. let it go. Okay, it might go down to 0 again until I get that bounce, but that is the game plan. And then I've got something super exciting coming. Like, really? Okay, I've called this thing, I'm busy baking it. I call this thing the pussy bot. Okay, it's only going to trade POPCAT and it's only going to trade 𝗎. Okay, and any other cats that are available on the exchanges. So that's coming very soon. In the next couple of weeks, you're going to play with a pussy bot. It's going to be the best. Okay, we're only going to be trading the cats, and it's designed specifically for trading these things. So we're going to have tons of fun doing that one. And then WIF traders, me and Ray. Okay, we're sitting in WIF. Okay, remember last me and Ray, we took this WIF last night. Okay, and then I was saying earlier today on Sniper Club, it's just floating around doing nothing. Oh, are you still in this, bro?
Yeah, that's why I'm not in the top 10 probably.
Rinsed on the dogs. Okay, so yeah, I mean, if you're trading WIF, okay, these are your options. I just want to point out here, anchored VWAP, okay, coming into play. Look at this thing, okay? It's coming into play beautifully, but it's not the banger, okay? We know WIF love the 618, 2.42. Okay, I suspect if we do get weakness here, that is where we get a WIF bounce, 2.42, and then it's such a banger down here. 2.34. In fact, I want to do this for you. Okay, we're going to drop this thing in Sniper Club. Okay, put your alarm on. Make sure your alarm is on. If we get a capitulation down into that region, that for me is a hot zone on WIF. We've got double trend there as well. We've got our 786. We've got our horizontals. By then, the sell-off will be so extreme. Okay, these things will be super oversold. So look out. 2.34. Anything, 2.34, 2.32, those types of regions there. If the sell-off continues on WIF, banger coming, put your alarms on there, and let's see if we can catch this thing. Okay, Ray, what charts did you select there for us? Are you still
near
there?
And stacks? Yes, near and stacks. That's
okay,
TX.
Let's go near. Oh, near. Oh my God, this thing looks horrendous. Woo. Okay, first thing we want to do, near traders. First thing you want to do, okay, zoom out. Okay, oh, this thing looks horrible. Okay, wow. Okay, geez, I haven't updated this since Monday on Sniper Club. So what we were looking for on Sniper Club, okay, remember the rules at these resistance areas. Remember these rules. Okay, if you break up, you need to find support on that previous resistance. Then you get your trades. Okay, that is your safest play, especially if you're trading the higher time frame stuff, if you're trading the bigger picture stuff. Now, this near looks doesn't look good, right? Okay, so 3.98 is where it's at. Okay, that's your level, 3.98. You can see here, we've tested this once. So this is essentially going to be a double bottom that you're going to be looking for. Okay, that little W formation, you're looking for that on the daily, 3.98. You start losing that. I'm going to give you some other areas here. It depends on how you're trading this thing. But there's another level there. Most likely bounce zone there. 3.8. Woo, rough one. And then this guy. Okay, they'll come take out these wicks. If they come that low, I suspect they come for those wicks. So basically, what you could see, something like this, a little bounce here on near, and then a couple of days you get comfortable, then they come back again, then we bearish, then they come and close that wick, and then they send us. That's pretty much how I see near playing out at the moment. So 3.98, watch that. Okay, that's a must bounce zone. 3.8, and then they're going to take out that wick there. 3.4, 3.4. Okay, those are your near levels. And let's go stacks. It's amazing, this crypto market, eh? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. No, up. They're never giving us our up. They need to give it to us, Ray. This is getting frustrating. Okay, so let's take a look. What do we get here? So we got a rejection off the 200-day MA on stacks. Okay, so this is bearish. Okay, we still can't clear the 200-day moving average. Not a good look. Okay, 200-day moving average is a problem. Positive signs coming. We might get a golden cross. You can see your 50-day MA starting to push up. The golden cross is when the 50-day MA breaks over the 200-day. It tells you that there could be a shift in the trend. Okay, this trend is now, it's just getting in the way. Let's take a look here. Important levels that we want to watch. Yeah, same story. Same with near, except this looks a little bit better. I would expect this wick to get taken out now. Okay, look for that wick to get taken out. 618 bounce. So 1.6. 1.6 looks like support you can play with on stacks. And yeah, could be something brewing here. You can see there's a bigger picture set up here. Got some action there. Okay, there's something going on there with near. So watch 1.6. That for me, that would be an important level for me. 1.6. I would look for a bounce there on near. I mean, it's not near. Sorry, stacks. Never heard of him. What limitex? What's going on there, bro? What's happening out there? Let's see what else we got. Let's go Brett. Ray, what other tokens we got there? Is Brett one of them? Ray, are you still there, bro? Is Ray gone? Where's Ray?
I'm here, sir. I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can check out Brett. You want to check out Say too.
Okay.
So similar to Sui.
Jesus. Okay, so whew, guys, there's pressure here. Proper pressure here. What is positive for Brett? Okay, right here. Honestly, right here. Anchored VWAP from the dump on 6th of September, it's here. 50-day moving average is here. 100-day moving average is here. Let's zoom in on lower time frames so you can see bigger picture. We're trying to hold the trend. Okay, we're trying to hold this trend, bigger picture. Now, let's dial in. Let's say what is happening now on lower time frames. Let's look at some degen things and where can we get a bounce. So let's try and identify if we can get something here on the 1 hour for Brett. Okay, let's pull up some Wavemaster. Okay, so guys, MDX Wavemaster, you can get that in the link in the show description. Okay, if you like what you see, MDX Wavemaster in the show description underneath the show. Remember, the whole thing is here. Okay, go under the show. Bang, there it is. Sniper Club, Sniper School, ByBit, Bitfunded is there. Easy Algo, MDX Algo, Prime XBT, everything is here. All the stuff that I do is here for you guys. Okay, Brett, let's go. Okay, so we're trying to identify where we can get a potential reversal. Now, we're looking at Wavemaster here. Last time we had these types of situations at the bottom. We got a little bit of consolidation and then it started turning up. You can see Wavemaster pushing very deep here, okay? So look at what happened when we pushed to the upside, reversal. Okay, now we're looking for the opposite print down here. So almost there. I would say it's nearly there. But we know with these things, sometimes when it's very close, there's one final capitulation. There's one final dump. But I would say as far as support is concerned, Brett looks pretty decent here to me. So yeah, if you're considering having a go on something here, this is not the worst area I've seen on Brett. Then a little bit lower. So I would say a reversal on the 1 hour is coming sooner rather than later. Okay, so one of these regions here is going to offer you your bounce. So it's either 922, this type of region here, or alternatively, one more little capitulation sort of into that type of zone, and then maybe a push up there. So 0.0889, somewhere along that region there for Brett. Let's look on the 4 hour. Now we want to just see what the 4 hour is telling us. Is there more downside? You can see that 4 hour putting under pressure. So a little bit more downside maybe coming on that 4 hour for Brett as well. Let it just bleed out a little bit. So that is where we need to just be a little bit more patient. So short-term scalp traders, yes, there's potentially a bounce coming. 4 hour wants to go lower. So be patient. Watch that dominance. Ray, anything else we got there? Come. Let's see. I got time here. I want to help everybody here. What else we got?
Let's check out Say.
Okay, Say, let's go. Okay, this looks a little bit better. Okay, a little bit better. Holding up a little bit better. Let's clean the chart. Okay, Wavemaster turning over. We can see that. Okay. So last few times we had that. Okay, just remember, it's very simple game plan. You just zoom out. Okay, there. What happened at the top there? Consolidation fell over. What happened at the top there? Consolidated, fell over. Now, okay, dipping down in the lows. We saw that. We looked for divergence. Okay, centered up. Okay, that's a good picture. Now, we can see we are prepped to go lower. We are rejecting at the 200-day and 50-day MA. And quite interesting, there's a golden cross coming on Say. So let's see that 200-day MA pushing above. So it could be a sign that the trend will change as long as we can break through that. Let's look for key levels. Okay, I really do like this 0.378. Nice little region there. And we've probably got some other action there. Let's take a look what else we can stick in there. Okay, we've lost the VWAP. Okay, so for me, 378 looks like the most convincing area on this current move. So nothing for me here until we hit that zone. Okay, so it could take a while. It could happen in the next, say, 12, 24 hours. 0.378 for me looks on the table here for safe. So just be patient there, okay? If you are trading, say now, just remember your risk. Obviously, this thing can pump, but remember your risk. It's about 3.7% from where it is now, okay, where it could potentially drop to, okay? So just watch that one. Ray, we better than Starsky and Hutch, bro. Michelle, love your work, Michelle, love it. Guys, okay, that's it. That's a wrap, okay? We've been patient this week. We've hit some key zones, okay? It's been very interesting. Bitcoin's got to behave though, okay? It's not a good look at the moment. The S&P falling over never helps sentiment, okay? If we got a flat S&P and moving up, then, you know, it helps BTC. But right now, if everything is falling over, it's not a good look. You've got your BTC levels. You've got your scalp levels as well on those setups. Remember, it's valid for the next 24 hours. Make sure you're just checking in to those levels, and some of them could play out tomorrow only. So be patient, guys. Okay, you know the big levels. Don't ape in too far above the big levels, you know, because it costs money sometimes that way. Okay, catch you guys later. Ray, you getting rinsed, right?
Man, this dog with hat is gonna make me Ray without